Hi everyone. We just saw Twilight Breaking Beasts. We saw what's the name of the movie we saw? I forgot.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Maybe we should put this in context. I'm not a Harry Potter fan. Unsubscribe, unsubscribe.
And I'm not really engaged to him because of this.
I saw the first two movies, and I really liked them as a kid. I really liked the first two. And then I saw the third one, and I thought it was terrible. I actually thought it was a TV movie when I first saw it. Or no, wait. No, it was when I was watching them again, I thought it was a TV movie. Because it was just so bad. I still think it's terrible. I thought the rest... but the rest were okay. Didn't like them as much as the first two. Which
You
apparently,
didn't see all of them.
I saw the first five, I think. Didn't I say that?
First five, yeah.
Yeah, and they were better than the third one. But I liked the first two the most, and apparently that's like blasphemy in the Harry Potter fandom to say the first two were the best. I never really got super into it. I was just like, it was just another fandom to me. Owen, on the other hand...
I am a very big fan of Harry Potter. I'm a very big fan of the books. I'm a very big fan of the movies. I saw all except for one in theaters because no one would go with me. I've loved Harry Potter since I was like 7 or 8, whenever the books first started getting real big. And I never recovered from this illness. So
I really liked it. I actually liked it more than I liked the Harry Potter movies. I just had a lot of fun. It was if this was a movie I saw when I was like younger, like maybe high school at the oldest, I probably would have been super into it. I probably would have been like, oh yeah. I think now I'm just jaded by so many fandoms that are just dominating everything. It's like everyone's a fan of Doctor Who and Sherlock now. I'm kind of more jaded. But if I saw this as when I was younger, oh man, I would have been all over it. This is like, I eagerly await the next film. Mm-hmm. I'm actually looking forward to it. I love the characters. I thought the movie was paced really well. That was always my big issue with a lot of the Harry Potter movies after the first two. The pacing was just kind of all over the place. But this one, I think what the problem was, they were based on books. They were adaptations, so things had to be ripped out. Because I'm sure those books are paced a lot better in book form than they were in movie form. This was a thing that was created to be a movie. So it fit well. I did have some minor gripes, but they're just like gripes you would have with just any old movie. Like I have gripes about Indiana Jones, and that was the movie that made me want to be a filmmaker. So they're not like movie breaking things. But I really enjoyed it.
It's not like it's 2 a.m. or anything.
What are your general thoughts?
I really liked it as well. The first maybe 15 minutes or something, I was real thrown off. There was nothing wrong with it at all, but just going into it as someone that's already a fan, I was near tears just when it was beginning, because I was like, we're back my people. I don't even remember when the last Harry Potter movie came out, but it was many moons ago, and I was real excited, and then I was just instantly like, this is not Harry Potter. I mean, because it's not Harry Potter. Was
it in the same sense of The Hobbit wasn't Lord of the Rings?
That's
kind of thing?
It felt similar. The thing is because, obviously Harry Potter has a distinctive world too, but because The Hobbit exists in literally an entirely different world, The Hobbit still felt like part of the Lord of the Rings. However, I know a lot of people said the Hobbit movies were better movies, and I always still like Lord of the Rings more.
No, people don't say that.
Really? I've heard a lot of people say that.
No, the Hobbit movies are reviled as being awful. They're the Star Wars prequels of the fantasy world.
I've always had everyone else tell me the opposite.
No,
we have different friends.
Yeah,
but
I have smart friends.
Well, anyway, whatever. I like Lord of the Rings more than the Hobbit, and
I like the Hobbit movies, by the way. I recognize their flaws, and I like them anyways.
And whenever I saw the Hobbit movie in theaters, I remember I was like, this isn't the same, but hey, I like it. It's nice to have a taste of the world again, and this felt very similar in that sense. And to kind of be back there, I really, really liked that they really used references to, Hogwarts and whatnot sparingly. They had Hedwig's theme in the film, but only, a few times in the opening, and It should always be in the opening forever. They had, you know, a couple references here and there. Most of it wasn't very ham-fisted. It felt like it was actually trying to be its own movie and its own story. There was one
ham-fisted moment in the film, and I thought that was it. As someone who doesn't know a lot about this fandom, I noticed how ham-fisted it was.
Yeah, it was ham-fisted, and it was because they wanted to establish Ivermorny, because they only actually mentioned it once the entire movie, even though it was a big thing that they released the name of the school, because, you know, this Harry Potter movie is going to take place in America. And so it was just for that extra, like, boost, really, you know, and to get people's attention and get people intrigued, which, I mean, like, as much as I'm still, like, processing the new movie, I'm already like, when are they going to release the uniforms, because then I can wear one to the next premiere. But I really liked getting to taste that world again. I felt like they did it really well. I liked all the casting pretty well. There were some I really loved, and it felt separated. It's not going to be Harry Potter, but it was
just keep on talking. I'm going to go do something.
Okay. It was just wonderful to be back in a part of the world, but I feel really uncomfortable talking while he's gone. Oh, so, yeah, I'm not good at that. Mm-mm. But I really liked the movie a lot. I really enjoyed it. My favorite was really just, you know, seeing all the different magical creatures and everything. Charming characters. Most of them I could see actually, like, I'll actually care about and appreciate. One has coincidentally the same name but spelled differently than my cat, so that's really cool. And because now I can also blame his name on.
It's the weirdest thing. Every time we say our cat's name is Newt, everyone has the same reaction. They go, Newt, really? Really? Did Owen name it?
Fine.
And I'm like, what is this new thing? No one will explain it to me. They're just like, whatever. You know, I'm like...
I honestly think everyone's just been saying that because I have a thing where I always end up naming the cats really beautifully creative and clever things.
Well, you named the one cat Fluff Fluff Bun Bun Cottontail. Newt's more normal. There's an Aliens character named Newt.
I don't know. But yeah, that pleased me. It pleased me a lot. I was real thrilled because I've been watching the trailers and, you know, kind of keeping up with, you know, obviously, like, when it's coming out, progress. I haven't been looking at every single picture and reading up on every single thing. You know, I read up on, you know, my Ivermorny house and stuff like that, but I didn't like research thoroughly because I like going and being, like, surprised and swept away. So I kept my, you know, I read the book, but obviously the book is not the same as the movie. The book is a separate thing that's actually about fantastic beasts and where to find them. But I really enjoyed the story. It was really interesting to see everything in, you know, New York in olden times.
Yeah, I thought the location was really good. Like, I thought...
Yeah, movies never think about doing, like, New York as the location, and that was cool.
No. No, I mean, like, the setting, the time period. Mm-hmm. I felt like, though, the way they handled New York, like, I think it was a good move. Mm-hmm. Because, really... I felt like if they did set it in England and had everyone in English accents, it would have just blended. It would have been that nudge nudge Harry Potter too much, mm-hmm. and I think it wouldn't have been able to stand on its own. This is a completely mm-hmm. different animal. Mm-hmm. I can see people who actually hate Harry Potter liking this movie.
Yeah, and that was the thing that well, this has nothing to do with that. I don't really know why I thought it related, but I agree. And one thing I really liked about this was it established, like, the American world, and you never really think about it. You know, I'm American, and I still go to Hogwarts because that's obviously my school, but...
You never told me you were an American.
You know, you never think about the politics of magic being different in America than they are in England, because even though you know the Ministry of Magic is an England thing, you don't really think about, you don't read a book usually and think about the politics of other, countries at the time, generally speaking, or other states or other cities or anything. So, like, it was really cool to kind of, like, see politics. Oh, some things are different. Some things are askew that'll probably be fixed in the upcoming movies. But, like, that was really cool to me. Like, it was really cool just to, like, think, this is a different ministry, this is a different, set of laws, this is, a completely different thing. And I really liked that aspect of it a lot. I really appreciated that.
One thing I liked about it was, going back to the Harry Potter movies, the world was at stake. Like, the consequences of these kids failing was the world. It was like a lot of weight on these kids' shoulders, but as far as like scale, the movies were very confined. And I feel like this was kind of the opposite. This movie was very big, the scale was huge, but the consequences weren't all that big. They constantly talked of a world war, but it never really seemed like
that felt a little pushed.
That felt a little pushed. And it has the Men in Black ending too. That's cool. Men in Black 2. But spoilers, it's the same ending as Men in Black 2. That's not really a spoiler.
Remember in Men in Black when there was that singing dog?
But yeah, I liked it. I liked all the characters except for the one that you didn't care much for. But like she, there's the blonde girl, the brunette girl, the muggle, and then there's the main guy. Then there's Doctor Who, and there's the muggle, and then there's the blonde. Yeah, those. What?
I got a shiver.
Oh. And I liked the main guy, Newt. I liked him a lot. I thought he was very charming.
Though you had an issue with his lips.
His lips look like they were ripped off and sewn back on.
I'd still put them in my pocket.
The muggle, when they first introduced him, I was like, oh no, here's the eyes of the audience. But he wasn't that at all, or if he was, it wasn't to the degree I was concerned about.
Yeah.
He actually became one of the best characters in the movie.
He was extremely likable. Like, that made me really happy, like, having that muggle, like, established in there, and just kind of, like, that made me happy. Made me happy for other reasons. His whole character, like, I don't even want to go into the, like, matter of spoilers that would, but his whole character...
Yeah, I feel like we can do this whole thing without spoilers.
Yeah, honestly. But his whole character's beginning and end, like, made me really happy for reasons that related back to the Harry Potter books, even though, like, it wasn't directly related, and that was cool.
There was a couple issues. I'm going to talk about the stuff I didn't like for a moment. Okay. I did not like... there's a lot of good CGI in this.
There was some bad, too.
There was some bad. Well. Every time there was a floating fruit, I felt like it was like, oh, look, there's VeggieTales in the movie. And without going into spoilers, because I feel like we can do this without spoilers, aside from the Men in Black thing. There's a twist, and you're like, huh, it really didn't seem like it was going that way. And there's another twist, and you're like, I don't really think it was going that way. And then there's a twist again, and it's like, oh, that really seemed like the way it was going. And it just felt... I felt the second twist was unnecessary.
I can't even, like, I didn't even keep track of the twist, but I know there was stuff there.
The whole movie, you knew who it was.
Oh, yeah. The whole movie's a pretty straight shot. Like, you're learning things that you didn't know before, but I was gonna say, it's like it's trying to, like, pull you along for the ride and, like, confuse you, but,
It's a very straightforward movie.
Yeah. And
beginning, middle, and end,
Dude, there were some good animals.
That's both of our favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah, the animals, like, I'm so happy.
Let's lay the groundwork so they know what we're talking about. There's a scene in the movie where they go into the TARDIS. I mean, the handbag, the briefcase, and they go in, and it's bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
The weird British man is showing the other guy his wonderful world that's bigger on the inside of his thing.
Like my smile.
What are you?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
And there's all these animals, and it's just it has the wonder that I felt made the first two Harry Potter movies so fun.
There were lots of magical animals, and I love that they actually, like, went into it, and you got to, like, really explore and see the animals. It didn't try to, like, cut it really short and keep it, like, you know... I'd say you got to spend a solid, 15 minutes or so with the different animals?
Oh, yeah.
Like, specifically, like, just first being introduced
honestly,
to a lot of them.
the big force that they're going against could have been absent from the movie, and I still would have enjoyed it. Just for the sheer, like, just niceness of it. I suppose they would have had to have had that in there, because then it would have been, like, a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
But I thought it was...
The animals.
I really like the animals. They have like a guinea pig that had little like...
Tentacle floopies.
Yeah, tentacle, like really angry testicles that would fly off of it.
I really liked it. I won like 10. And there was like, what, Cthulhu dogs or something?
Yeah, there was like Cthulhu rhinos.
I really liked those. I really liked a lot. The animals were wonderful. I also liked another, like, this is a sidestep, but not without spoilers. I liked that the movie resolved a lot while still leaving, you know, loose ends. So you felt satisfied at the end. You felt satisfied at the end, but at the same time, you can't wait for more because you know there's more story that can be told, but you don't feel like it was just suddenly like, and plot twist at the end, everyone's dead. The end. Like, that made me so happy.
This is what I like.
Plot twist at the end, he falls through the screen and he's dead and Harry's alone again.
Is that what happens?
That's not how it happens on the last page, but I'm just still salty.
I love that it wasn't a commercial for another movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
that's its own movie. If this was alone, you'd still feel satisfied, but you want
if
more.
If they never made a sequel, I would have been fine.
Yeah.
Like, and I probably would have still watched this one again. Like, this is one, because like, even though I bought you all the Harry Potter movies, I can't really see myself going, Mary's out of the house. I think I'm going to watch Harry Potter. I can see myself doing that with this movie.
And this movie's great because once all 5 are out, then during my Harry Potter marathon, I can marathon all 5 the first day, and then all 8 of the Harry Potter movies the second day. It's like a nice little prequel marathon.
You know what I just found out recently? The Harry Potter movies take place in the 90s.
Yeah.
That's weird. My whole life I thought it took place back in like...
They might have taken place a little bit in the early 2000s. I can't remember for sure. They took place as they were being written, basically.
I thought they took place in the same time period that this movie takes place. I never... Because they're all driving like oldie cars. And they're all like... They're all British and I just associate that with old times.
No, yeah,
they don't know what phones are. They don't know what phones are.
It was very stylized in the first few movies, and then it got more modern with the other movies.
Yeah, when they started getting more bland. Unsubscribe.
Subscribe to me.
She posts 1 video a year.
Check my channel, that's true. I have 1 video that I meant to continue for months, but anyway.
But you want to wrap this up?
Oh yeah, I want to wrap you up in a piece to...
Throw it back to the B comments. Give me that. Want to see something?
No! Give me... No! I'm not doing... No!
I'll do it while you're gone.
That's how you hold a wand right here.
Oh, I also liked that Newt's wand looked like a roll of cinnamon.
It was a really good movie, and if you are, you know, I think it was really great, and that if you're not particularly a fan of the original ones, you can obviously still really enjoy it as its own thing. It felt like its own thing, but at the same time, it still made my like inner like screaming, panicky Tumblr fangirl just like have like a complete like seizure over it because it was like. Like, there's more to the world that I can be submitted to in theater because I could rant about Harry Potter's books versus movies forever, but ultimately I have so much nostalgia for the movies because that's how I was actually not introduced to Harry Potter, but that's like, oh, they're so good. Like, the nostalgia is so good for the movies, and it was just so fun, and and it had so much like heart to it, and like it had a lot going on while not feeling overwhelming.
Yeah,
it was very funny.
You know what movie I would compare it to, and I'm not saying this just like
Machete.
What? Machete? No. I would compare it not in style, but the way the movie was. If you ever seen Big Trouble in Little China, I think you know what I mean. Like the movie had kind of a beat to it. It was a beat. It was constantly moving. It all took place in the course of like a day and a half. And that's what, this movie constantly was moving the way that one was. And at the time, that was very ahead of its time, where now it's kind of more normal. But I feel like a lot of movies make that so forced. They make the movie fast-paced so you don't catch that the movie doesn't make any sense. Cough, cough, J.J. Abrams, Star Trek. But this one, I felt like it was constantly moving. It had a beat to it. It was energetic. It was funny. It had dark moments, but it was all the way fun, just like Big Trouble in Little China was. Now, Big Trouble in Little China is a completely different animal. It's my Big Trouble in Little China is my favorite Harry Potter movie, to be honest. Hey, it's got magic. It's got like little wizards. They got a thing where Lopan and the Mr. Miyagi, they're doing this like they got video games, and they're making like little like spirit ninjas fight. You're like, I'm done with this.
I have a couple things.
Okay.
First of all, we discussed on the way home how, because we walked like 4 miles home or whatever, how this movie did a lot of stuff that could have easily been not funny, that was just stupid jokes that actually were funny, and that was really, really refreshing.
Yeah, there was like a Marvel movies come to mind.
Yeah.
Like there'll be like just a dumb joke, and it's just like, haha, that's the comedy. That's the comedy, because we gotta have comedy because there's kids in the theater. But this was just like the comedy didn't feel forced, and I think it doesn't so much rely on the direction, because that's what a lot of people blame. I think it relies on the actors. I think the actors, if it was anyone like a lesser actor doing some of those things, it could have not been funny at all. I felt like this was a very good self-contained movie with likable characters, memorable characters, in a world that got me interested in Harry Potter after I haven't cared since I was... God, when did the first 2 movies come out?
When we were around like 8.
I don't remember.
When we were around like 8.
No, I was into Harry Potter when those first 2 came out.
Yeah.
And I saw the third one, I was like, this is nothing for me. The movie... Oh.
Yeah.
I've gotten arguments, and I won them all because it's terrible. Harry Potter 3 is terrible. What's it called? What's the third one called?
Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Awful. Man, I'm just on a roll with these jokes. I'm so witty. I can't wait to see how many people unsubscribe to me. It's okay. I don't make $400 a month on YouTube anymore. I'm only making about 20, so it's fine. Unsubscribe. Everyone else is.
Don't unsubscribe. We have bills.
We have bills. It was really nice when YouTube was paying the bills. But now no one cares anymore.
Chris Stuckman sucks. Give us money.
Hey! We can do what Spoonie did.
We both came up with a really dumb joke at the same time.
Hey, subscribe to my Patreon so I can not fulfill any of my goals.
Everyone that donates, I'll send them an envelope that I've cried on. I was really, really happy with this movie. It did feel like it had the Harry Potter world I wanted in it, but it didn't push it down my throat. It tried to be its own thing. And even though part of me just wants to just, go to theater and just watch all the Harry Potter movies instead of watch that movie, at the same time I felt like it did absolutely the best that it could and made it its own strong thing. And like in comparison to, as much as I did like the Hobbit movies, I enjoyed them. You and I always saw them at midnight together. I so far with just this one, I believe this is like stronger, like a stronger brother.
The Hobbit movies, I won't go as far as to say they're they're terrible movies like a lot of people say they are. But they're freaking flawed. They are very flawed movies. But this is, it's only comparable in the sense that it's a fantasy world and it's a prequel.
Yeah. And it was so...
Honestly, it didn't even feel like a prequel to me.
Yeah, and I was curious to see what they do with it because, like...
Because, like, when you watch the Star Wars prequels and you've never seen Star Wars, they feel like prequels.
It was interesting, like, just watching this one and not knowing the entire story and how it was going to go, because the book, which I haven't read since I was, like, probably, like, 13, granted, you know, didn't really cover anything ever, because it's literally just an instruction book on fantastic beasts and where to find them. And I love the story that she built around it. I love everything that came up with it, you know. I loved that Albus Dumbledore's name made it into the movie, and I loved, you know, comparing this character Newt to Hagrid. I just loved that. Like, it definitely did the very best that it could, and it's different, but I think that's good. And, like, I'm really, really excited to see the next ones. What's wrong? I'm gonna start crying.
I think that's pretty much where we should end it.
Buzz soup, bee soup, buzz buzz.
I liked the movie, and I look
like
forward to seeing the next few.
Same.
Thank you for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Share if you like. I don't know why you would share this. But I do have much more better professional...
Share this if you really like bees.
I have much more better professional reviews. I also have comedy style reviews. And you all have a fantastic day or night. Bye.
Go watch the movie. Go watch it. Watch it.